Hi, I'm Raina. I'm 28 and secretly own the house my family thinks is still theirs. Funny how life works out sometimes. You're late again, Margaret said the second I walked through the door. Not even a hello. My stepmother of 15 years still treated me like I was 12. Traffic was horrible. I brought the pie you asked for. I handed her the bakery box, which she immediately inspected with a frown. Store-bought? Jasmine made hers from scratch. Classic Margaret. Nothing I did was ever good enough. I glanced around the living room where my father, Victor, was watching football, pretending not to hear. Some things never change. Merry Christmas to you too, I muttered, hanging my coat. My stepsister Jasmine breezed in, wearing a sweater that probably cost more than my monthly car payment. Oh, good. You actually showed up. Tyler bet me $20 you'd bail. I forced a smile. Wouldn't miss family Christmas for anything. Growing up in this house wasn't exactly Hallmark material. After Mom died when I was 10, Victor remarried Margaret within a year. Suddenly, I went from beloved only child to outsider. I still remember being 13, finding all my mom's photos removed from the walls, replaced with Margaret's tasteful art. When I cried, Victor told me to stop being dramatic and be grateful for our new family. Raina, did you hear me? Margaret's voice snapped me back. I said, set the table. I nodded and headed to the dining room. Tyler, my stepbrother, was already there, scrolling through his phone. The prodigal daughter returns. He smirked without looking up. Could you help with the glasses? I asked. I'm busy. He continued scrolling. Dinner was the usual minefield. Margaret criticized my job. Real estate? In this economy? My apartment? You're throwing money away on rent? And my outfit. That color washes you out. I kept quiet until Jasmine started in about my ex. What happened to that guy you were dating? Did he finally see the real you? Something in me snapped. The real me was good enough to get a promotion last month. The real me just closed a major deal. The real me is tired of being your punching bag. The table went silent. How dare you speak to your sister that way? Margaret hissed. Stepsister, I corrected. And I'm done being the family doormat. Victor finally spoke. That's enough, Raina. Apologize. For what? Standing up for myself? Margaret leaned toward Victor. She's ruining Christmas. I can't take her attitude anymore. Victor sighed that familiar, disappointed sigh. Raina, if you can't be civil, you can spend the evening in the garage until you cool off. The garage? It's freezing out there. Should have thought of that before your outburst, Margaret said smugly. I looked at Victor, waiting for him to defend me. He didn't. Fine. I stood up, grabbing my phone. Merry Christmas to me. As I walked out, I heard Jasmine laugh. Little did they know, I had the title to this house in my name. I'd been waiting for the right moment to tell them. Maybe tonight was it. The garage was freezing, my breath coming out in little clouds. I rubbed my hands together and paced to keep warm. Just like when I was 16, and Margaret locked me out here for missing curfew by 10 minutes. My phone buzzed with a text from Olivia. Operation Karma still a go? I'm 5 mins away. I smiled. 6 months ago, when Victor called me panicking about the bank foreclosure notice, I saw my chance. Through a shell company Olivia helped me set up, I bought the house they thought they'd lose. They never knew their landlord was the daughter they treated like garbage. Just a small investment property, I'd told them when they mentioned their anonymous buyer who'd let them stay as renters. The rent checks they wrote each month? Straight into my account. I heard footsteps crunching in the snow outside, then a soft knock. Special delivery for the garage prisoner, Olivia whispered, slipping inside with a thermos and blanket. You're a lifesaver. I wrapped the blanket around my shoulders. So they actually did it? Banished you to the garage on Christmas Eve? Olivia looked around the cluttered space. That's next level toxic. Victor didn't even hesitate, just sided with Margaret like always. Tell me you're finally doing it tonight. Please say yes. Olivia bounced on her toes. I don't know. Girl, you've been paying for their roof for months. They threw you in a freezing garage. What more will it take? A heating vent near the floor suddenly rattled. Voices drifted through from the kitchen. Can't believe Raina made such a scene. Margaret's voice came through clearly. She's always been difficult, Victor replied, even as a kid. Remember when she ruined Thanksgiving by crying about her mother's recipes? Jasmine chimed in. I felt my face burn. That was the first holiday after Mom died. Or when she tried to stop us from remodeling her precious childhood bedroom? Tyler added. Like it was still hers after she moved out? Olivia mouthed, Are you hearing this? I nodded, pressing my ear closer to the vent. She's probably out there calling her loser friends to complain, Margaret said. Good riddance. Maybe next year she just won't come. We should make her sleep out there, Jasmine laughed. She can have Christmas with the spiders. Enough, I whispered, moving away from the vent. I'm done. Olivia squeezed my hand. What's the plan? Get my lawyer here tomorrow morning. It's time they know who owns this place. I started digging through some old boxes, looking for more ammunition. Help me look through these. My mom's stuff got dumped out here years ago. What exactly are we looking for? Olivia asked, opening a dusty bin. Anything they wouldn't want found. Margaret used to hide things out here. 20 minutes later, I hit the jackpot. A folder with Victor's handwriting labeled insurance claim. Oh my God, I flipped through the documents. They committed insurance fraud with my college fund. Victor claimed my mom's life insurance was stolen during a break-in. But you never saw that money, Olivia said. Exactly. And here's the bank statement showing where it really went. Margaret's plastic surgery and Jasmine's car. I tucked the folder into my bag. Christmas morning just got very interesting. I marched back into the house, folder clutched in my hand, Olivia right behind me. The living room went quiet as I walked in. Look who decided to rejoin civilization. Jasmine smirked from the couch, a glass of wine dangling from her fingers. Find any nice spiders to keep you company out there? Tyler laughed, not looking up from his phone. I dropped the folder on the coffee table. Found something much more interesting? Margaret straightened up. What's that? Oh, just some paperwork about Mom's life insurance policy. The one that supposedly got stolen during that break-in 10 years ago. Victor's face drained of color. That's private family business. My college fund was private family business too, but that didn't stop you from stealing it. Jasmine rolled her eyes. Here we go again with the poor me routine. Poor you is right. I opened the folder, especially when your new car came from money meant for my education. Jasmine sat up straight. What are you talking about? The break-in was fake. The insurance claim was fraud. And the money went to Margaret's facelift and your Sweet 16 car? Victor stood up. That's enough. You don't know what you're talking about. The bank statements are right here, Victor. Account transfers on the exact dates. Tyler let out a low whistle. Damn, you guys actually did that? Even I didn't know about this one. Like you're innocent, Margaret snapped. You helped us clean out her dorm room when she was in the hospital. I turned to Tyler. You did what? Tyler at least had the decency to look uncomfortable. It wasn't my idea. They said we needed the space for storage. I was in the hospital for 3 days with appendicitis and you cleared out my dorm room? Where did all my stuff go? Goodwill, Tyler mumbled. Most of it anyway. The valuable things are in our storage unit, Jasmine said, then immediately clamped her mouth shut when Margaret glared at her. Unbelievable. I shook my head. You've been stealing from me my whole life. Margaret stood up, pointing toward the door. I want you out of this house right now, not just the garage, out completely. You're causing trouble on purpose, Victor added. If you don't leave, we'll call the police. On what charges? Finding out the truth? For trespassing, Victor said. This is our home. Is it though? I pulled out my phone. What are you doing? Margaret demanded. Texting my lawyer Daniel, inviting him for Christmas morning. Victor stepped toward me. You're threatening legal action? For what? You have nothing. I have evidence of insurance fraud for starters. It'll be your word against ours, Margaret sneered. No one will believe you. They'll believe the paper trail. I turned to Olivia. Can you pick up Daniel on your way over tomorrow? Around 9? Absolutely. Olivia nodded, playing along perfectly. This is ridiculous, Victor sputtered. I'll countersue you for defamation. You'll be paying legal fees for years. Worth every penny, I smiled. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get some sleep before the big day tomorrow. I'll take the guest room. You most certainly will not. Margaret blocked my path. Fine. The couch then. Jasmine grabbed her purse. I'm not sticking around for this freak show. I'll be at Blake's. Run while you can, I called after her. Tomorrow's going to be quite the Christmas surprise. I woke up early Christmas morning, sore from sleeping on the couch, but energized by what was coming. The doorbell rang precisely at 9. Who's here so early? Margaret complained, tightening her robe. Merry Christmas! I opened the door to Olivia and a man in a suit. This is Daniel, my lawyer. Victor appeared from the kitchen. Lawyer? What's the meaning of this? Let's all sit down, I suggested. There's something we need to discuss. I don't appreciate strangers in my home on Christmas morning, Margaret huffed. That's actually what we're here to clarify. Daniel placed his briefcase on the coffee table. The ownership of this home? Tyler wandered in, looking hungover. What's going on? Apparently your sister brought a lawyer to Christmas, Victor said. Some kind of stunt. Daniel removed several documents from his briefcase. These are the property transfer records from 6 months ago when this house was purchased from Heartland Bank following foreclosure proceedings. Victor shifted uncomfortably. What does this have to do with us? The house was purchased by Karma Properties LLC. I paused for effect. I am the sole owner of Karma Properties. The room went silent. That's impossible, Margaret finally sputtered. Very possible. Daniel slid the paperwork across the table. Your daughter has been your landlord for the past 6 months. You're the anonymous buyer? Victor's face was ashen. You've been cashing our rent checks? Every month, I nodded. Seems fitting after you stole my college fund, don't you think? Jasmine came downstairs, still in pajamas. What's all the shouting about? Your stepsister apparently owns our house, Margaret said through gritted teeth. No way, Jasmine laughed. That's ridiculous. Daniel pointed to the signature page. It's all perfectly legal. So what now? Victor asked. You're going to throw your own family out on the street? On Christmas? Not today, I said. You have 30 days to find new accommodations. You can't do this, Margaret shrieked. Actually, she can, Daniel replied calmly. The rental agreement you signed gives the owner the right to terminate with 30 days' notice. This is how you repay us for raising you? Victor tried. Raising me? You mean neglecting me? Stealing from me? Locking me in a freezing garage? We gave you everything, Margaret insisted. You gave me trauma, I corrected. And now I'm giving you an eviction notice. Tyler looked at me. What about me? I never wanted to clear out your dorm. But you did it anyway. Actions have consequences. 1 year later, I hosted Christmas in my renovated home. Olivia brought her boyfriend and my new neighbors came with their kids. No toxic family, no walking on eggshells. Last I heard, Victor and Margaret moved to a small apartment across town. Jasmine had to get a real job when her credit cards maxed out. Tyler actually reached out to apologize, but I wasn't ready for that yet. Maybe someday. The house felt different now, bright, warm, and filled with genuine laughter. I'd replaced the cold memories with new ones, surrounded by people who actually cared about me. As we gathered around the table, no one was banished to the garage. No one was made to feel small. This was what Christmas should feel like, being truly home for the holidays. Was Raina justified in evicting her entire family from the house? Or did her revenge go too far? What would you have done in her position? Should she have considered reconciliation with Tyler, who seemed to regret his actions? If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear about your experiences with toxic family members and how you handled them. Don't miss our next revenge story. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when we post new content. Thanks for watching.